Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I have been on the tube, about 2 months almost to be honest. And I'm sure as you guys have all heard, Florida got hit with the hurricane. So when that was happening, I took my happy ass back up to Virginia for about 2 weeks. And ever since I came back, I honestly just haven't had the time or the energy to take down the blinds off my window. I still have one of the shutters up, so I'm hoping that there's enough light in the room. But today's video is going to be unlike anything that I've done on my YouTube channel before. I'm going to be sharing with you guys story time. I figured why not get intimate and personal with everybody, my subscribers, or anybody who's watching my YouTube channel. I mean, if you're not subscribed, you should definitely be subscribed. I just wanted to share this story with you guys because I felt like it's kind of educational for any single parents out there who might be going through the same situation that I'm going through, but mainly because there's a lot of nosy ass people that were asking me questions. So about 2 weeks ago, my son's father and his girlfriend came to stay at my house. Yes, you heard me right. My baby daddy came with his girlfriend and they came to stay at my house. And for whatever reason, a lot of people seem to find that really weird or awkward, disrespectful. I mean, I heard a lot of different people come at me. I personally don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I can see why other people thought it was weird, but in all honesty, like, nobody understands our relationship. And I think what we have going on is really unique. I mean, I'm not sleeping with them, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing anything like sexual or creepy like that. Now, obviously, some people who are watching my YouTube channel who know me personally and know my baby daddy obviously know like all the drama that we've had. I'm not going to go into detail about everything that's happened between me and my baby daddy just because, you know, out of respect for his privacy. But it is my life and I choose to share what I want. So even though me and Daniel have a pretty ugly past, I want to say that 2017 has really turned a new leaf for the both of us. Daniel's finally, you know, getting older because yes, my baby daddy is younger than me. I'm 28 and he's 25. So there's like a 3-4 year difference between us. But I think that Daniel and I have gone through so much shit and we've been into so many, like, we've had so many problems. I feel like he's finally now maturing and he's seeing that he needs to be on his A game, that he needs to be a dad, and that he needs to help me out. You know, he needs to be a partner. So I am really proud of him for stepping up and finally doing the things that he needs to do. He has been dating this girl named Juliet for about 2.5 years now, I think. A couple months ago, Daniel called me and he said to me, "Look, Lorena, I don't want to hide Juliet from you. I don't want to, you know, sneak Juliet around the baby. I love this girl. I see myself having a future with her, and I would like for you to sit down and squash any beef that you might have with her." Most people, most women, let's just be real, most of us females, you know, we don't think with our heads. We usually, you know, think with our emotions, and that's not a good thing. I feel like I have given myself a lot of time to get over all the nasty stuff that happened in my relationship with Daniel, that when he told me that he wanted me to meet Juliet, I was actually really ecstatic and relieved. If you're not over your situation, if you're still lingering and harboring like any ill feelings, or you're still resented with your nasty breakup or whatever may have happened between you guys in your relationship, then yeah, your baby daddy telling you, "Oh, I want you to meet my new girlfriend," it's probably not gonna go so smooth. But I don't know Juliet personally, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I was kind of excited because I was like, okay, now I'm gonna get to meet the girl that, you know, my son's father's in love with. And, you know, I'm not in love with my son's father, but I do care about him as a person. He is Aries' dad, and I would never want anything bad to happen to him because I wouldn't even know where to begin to explain something like that to my son, you know, like, and I don't want Daniel to not be involved in our son's life. I want my son to have his dad. I thought it was very grown up and very mature of him to have us sit down and squash whatever negativity there was. I didn't bring up anything from the past, or at least I tried not to bring up anything from the past, because from my experiences, bringing up old shit just causes new problems. And if you're trying to move forward and move in the right direction, bringing up old shit is not going to help you achieve that. So I didn't want to bring up anything that was going to cause us arguing, us to insult each other. I didn't want there to be any tension in the room. Ladies, fellas, whoever you are, and you're going through something like this, like, there's going to be a time in your life where you're going to have to accept that. There's no way that you're going to forever be able to ignore that person. And you're not going to be able to control and dictate who comes around your child forever. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, you know, that's your right as a parent. If I leave my son with Daniel for 2 or 3 days and he has a girlfriend, am I really that naive to think that she's not going to come around? Like, let's be real. And I've always known that she was around. I just didn't want to accept it, I guess, because I had always felt like, well, she hasn't come to me. You know, she hasn't asked me to be a part of my son's life. I'm very overprotective over my kid. Like, I have been doing this parent thing for a long time and on my own, to be frank. I mean, I have been doing this alone for a while. Like I said earlier, 2017 has been a new year, and I'm really proud of Daniel. He's really stepped up his shit. Just even living out here in Florida by myself and not having him here, it's like being a single parent. So we sat down, we chit-chatted, and I'm someone who feeds off vibes. So if you have like negative vibes or you're, you know, trying to like bullshit me vibes, I'm gonna sense it. And she didn't give me any of those vibes. Like, I got really good positive vibes from her. We had the talk, blase, and then about a week later, Daniel called me and he goes, you know, I'm ready to come see Aries. Like, I want to go visit him in Florida, because we've been living out here for about a year now, and he's never made the trip out here. It's always me going up to Virginia. You know, we split holidays and birthdays and all that stuff. Even though me and Daniel aren't together, I've never wanted Aries to feel like he didn't have both his parents, or I've never wanted Aries to, you know, see me and Daniel bicker and fight and disrespect each other, because he's going to take examples from us. If he sees me and Daniel fighting and being disrespectful to each other, he's going to think that it's okay to be disrespectful to the both of us. And I think me and Daniel can both agree that we want to do better than our parents, and we definitely want Aries to succeed and thrive. So, you know, kids need security and kids need love, and they need to see their parents work together. For me, the way I see it is, you know, me and Daniel have a partnership. And it's like my little family. Even though me and him are not together, he is still my family. He is my son's father. I also feel like we don't need to be together to be a family. I feel like a lot of people have that misconception. They're like, oh, we're not together, so whatever, you know? No, I've never wanted to raise my son like that. I want to be as family orientated as we possibly can. And I think that me and Daniel and Juliet working together and giving my son that is really going to help him feel secure, feel loved, and thrive as a person. You know, he told me he was going to bring her down here, and I was like, okay, sounds good. You know, I want you guys to come stay here at the house, because originally Daniel was like, we're going to go get a hotel and we're going to rent a car, and I was like, don't do that. And he was like, why? And I was like, you're going to go and spend money at a hotel and renting a car and then putting gas and buying food. Dude, you're going to spend so much money, and then I feel like you're not really going to have that full experience of being here with Aries. Like, the whole point of you coming down here, at least for me, is for you to put him to bed, wake up with him, bathe him, entertain him, feed him, like, get to know him better. Spend day and night with him the way that I do. You know, I want you guys to see what a couple days in my life is like with the baby. He was like, you're right. And, you know, I also told him, I was like, I feel like you're going to spend all that money on all that extra stuff when you can come stay here for free. You know that my mom loves you. She's going to want to meet Juliet as well. So you might as well just bring her here, and we have the spare bedroom. You guys will have your privacy, because at the end of the day, they're still a couple, and I wanted to respect that. I wanted them to feel respected, and, you know, I didn't want to be prying in on their, like, personal space or time, because this is also like a mini vacation for them. And it was like, you're right, let me talk to her. I think at first Juliet was a little iffy, because she's never been in a situation like this, and I mean, I couldn't imagine what it's like. I've never dated a guy who has a kid. I've never stepped in the role of being stepmom, and it must have been really hard for her. You know, I try to put myself in her shoes, and I was like, yeah, I mean, if she says no, that she doesn't want to stay here, like, I don't have a choice but to respect it. But she came around and she was totally down with it, and I thought that that was really cool of her. You know, I wanted to bond with her. I mean, yeah, you know, some people think it's weird that me and her are like that me and her bonded or whatever. I don't think it's weird, because she's gonna be in my son's life, which means she's gonna be in my life. You know, I would have been like dull or really weird if we didn't have anything in common. But the funny thing is, me and her are actually very much alike, and she's really dope. Like, I really fuck with her personality. We like a lot of the same things. She's an amazing makeup artist. I'm gonna link her Instagram in the description box below. We took the baby to Crayola experience. We were originally gonna take him to SeaWorld and like Legoland, but we read a lot of reviews and we did our research, and he's just not old enough for any of the rides, and I don't think he would really enjoy and understand those theme parks. So Crayola experience was our sure and best bet, and he loved it. He had a grand old time. Yeah, and then at nighttime, you know, I wanted to take them out. I wanted them to have a good time. So I showed them around Wynwood, the art district, you know, a couple clubs. I mean, we were pretty lit. We had a good time. And it wasn't weird. Like, I know people are like, isn't that weird? You're hanging out with them. And honestly, like, to me, it wasn't weird. And I'll tell you why. I know who I am as a person. I feel confident of the woman that I am today. A year ago, I wasn't who I am. I was bitter. I was tired. I was cranky. I was a bitch. I made things really hard on Daniel. And that's something else that I want to tell any ladies out there. You know, being a bitch to your baby daddy is not helpful. Like, you're just gonna strain your co-parentship or any hopes of co-parenting. I feel like me acting like a bitch towards Daniel really pushed him away as being a father, because he didn't want to deal with me personally. And that's just facts. Like, now I look back and I see where I made my mistakes. Just my advice to any ladies out there, you know, you gotta get over it. You gotta move on. People move on. You can't harbor those feelings. The only person that's gonna hurt is you, and then ultimately your children or your child. So be mindful of that, you know. The best thing that I can tell you is leave the past in the past. And that's what I did when I moved to Florida. When I moved here, me and Daniel didn't really talk. We didn't have a lot of communication. But I freed my mind and from all the bullshit and negativity that people were feeding me up in Virginia. I'm not as mentally strong as I am today. Very grateful that I made this move, because ultimately it just made things better for all of us. And I know that in a sense it kind of helped like Daniel and Juliet's relationship, because I was no longer like in the picture and people couldn't talk about me because I wasn't there. So, you know, it helped everybody. I'm on better terms with his mother, with his sister, with his family in general. And I think that that's really important, because I want my son to know both sides of his family. My advice to anybody out there is just like, be grown up, move on, do what's best for your kid, do what's good for you as well. You know, you don't want to fight with your partner. I mean, because that's what it is. They're going to be your partner in this journey of raising a child, which is not easy. You know, I applaud all single parents out there. I was a single parent for a long time. I'm very blessed that, you know, my baby daddy is growing up and finally coming around. So I can no longer say that I am a single parent. And, you know, I haven't dated. Like, people ask me. I know this has nothing to do with all of this, but I'm not dating because I wasn't ready to bring another man into my son's life without him knowing his dad first. You know, I really want my son and his father to have a very tight and special bond before I bring another man into the picture. So that's my reasoning behind it. And I don't owe anybody any explanations, you know. I just thought that this video would be educational. And I mean, there's a lot of nosy ass people, like I said earlier, that wanted to know like why I did what I did. Yeah, you know, I took them out. We had a blast. Me and Juliet got lit. Yo, it's Miami. Like, we were having the time of our lives, to be honest. And nothing was weird about it. I think all three of us agree that we just want Aries to be happy, and we want to give him the utmost love. So there you are, people. That was my little story time / getting to know me / my advice to single papas and mamas out there. Yeah, I just wanted to address the elephant in the room. A lot of people had asked me, and yeah, I decided to make a video out of it. So I hope that this was helpful, and until next time, bye guys.